Welcome to The Explainer. All right, let's dive right into this, because we are looking at what can really only be described as a catastrophic breach of trust, the absolutely shocking 2026 Neet medical exam controversy. Now, for those of you following this, you know Neet isn't just a standard test. It is the ultimate gateway for over 2.2 million students in India aiming to become doctors. It's the exam that decides who literally holds our lives in their hands. But what happens when the very system designed to test merit is compromised before the doors even open? Well, today, we're going to reconstruct exactly how India's biggest exam leak unfolded step by meticulous step.
Picture this. Our detective arc really begins on May 2nd, 2026, the night before the exam, with this exact WhatsApp message. It was sent by an MBBS student studying down in Kerala to his father, who happened to run a PG hostel all the way in Sikar, Rajasthan. Attached to this seemingly casual text was a file containing questions for the highly secured Neet exam. Now, the father didn't act on it that night, but the next morning, he goes ahead and distributes it to the students in his hostel. After the exam wrapped up, he took this paper to a local coaching teacher just to see if it was, a rumor or something much more sinister.
And get this, the staggering reality they uncovered is almost hard to believe. Out of the 180 questions on the actual Neet exam, exactly 135 matched the leaked document perfectly. We aren't just talking about a couple of lucky guesses here. 90 consecutive biology questions and 45 chemistry questions were identical. Literally not a single comma or full stop was out of place. It was an unbroken, perfect sequence of stolen data. And because of this undeniable breach, for the first time in the nation's history, the National Testing Agency, the NTA, was forced to cancel the Neet exam.
So, Section 1, tracing the origin. We're going from a Maharashtra press to a Gurgaon guest paper.
What's truly shocking here is the sheer sophistication of this syndicate. I mean, this wasn't some random kid snapping a blurry photo on a smartphone. According to investigations, the physical paper was stolen straight from an authorized printing press in Nashik, Maharashtra. To avoid detection, they used a high-definition portable scanner. Then, in a move straight out of a spy thriller, the gang set up a shadow server on the outskirts of Nashik. This let them transfer the data completely invisibly, bypassing all the standard monitoring systems. Once that data reached Gurgaon, they deliberately mixed 120 real questions with a bunch of fake ones to create this massive 410-question document. They disguised the whole thing as a standard guest paper, just to avoid raising immediate suspicion. Crazy, right?
Moving on to Section 2, the lucrative money trail. Let's map out the economy of this leak.
Look at how fast the value of this stolen paper just completely ballooned. We start with Shubham Karnar, a medical student in Nashik, who bought the physical copy for 1 lakh rupees. He then flips the soft copy to Gurgaon for 15 lakh. From there, a doctor in Gurgaon sells the disguised guest paper on April 26th for a massive 30 lakh rupees to 2 brothers in Rajasthan, Mangalal and Danish Biwal. They pushed it straight into Sikar, where an agent named Rakesh Kumar Menwaria buys it for 5 lakh. And Rakesh alone distributed this paper to around 700 students. Oh, and remember that Kerala student from the beginning of our story? He bought his copy from Rakesh for 50,000 rupees. It's essentially a massive multi-tiered corporate supply chain, but for a stolen test.
And the timeline here maps out just how audacious this entire operation really was. Key players actually knew about the leak a full month in advance. By April 26th, big money is already exchanging hands. By April 29th, it's actively circulating among students in Sikar. Now, when the Sikar father discovered the truth on May 2nd, he actually went to the local police first, but they dismissed him, telling him not to spread rumors. He then contacted the NTA, who alerted the Central Intelligence Bureau, finally bringing in the State Special Operations Group. Yet it wasn't until May 12th that the NTA officially canceled the exam. So while the authorities were essentially hitting snooze, this paper was just moving freely.
Which brings us to Section 3, systemic denials and connections. We are looking at the conflicting narratives and political links here.
Now, as investigators really dug into the backgrounds of the accused, some highly notable details emerged. Take Dinesh Biwal, for example, one of the brothers who bought the paper for 30 lakh. He's identified as a district minister for the BJP youth wing in Jaipur Dehat. Investigators actually found social media photos of him right alongside the Rajasthan education minister, as well as footage of him actively campaigning for a political candidate. Plus, reports indicate he anticipated this leak a full month in advance. And perhaps most suspiciously, 4 children from his own family successfully cleared the Neet exam the previous year. We're just laying out the documented facts the investigation has brought to light here, but you have to admit, it raises some incredibly serious questions about the network's reach.
And this investigation creates a stark contrast in narratives.
On one side, the state's Special Operations Group found clear evidence, like WhatsApp messages tagged forwarded many times, proving the paper had been circulating for weeks, maybe up to a month. But on the flip side, we have the NTA Director General Abhishek Singh. Despite 135 out of 180 questions matching perfectly, he publicly denied a full paper leak. His argument? Well, because it was a PDF with some matching questions and not all 180 questions were leaked, it didn't count as a complete leak. I mean, talk about a technicality, right? It's a statement that left millions of students feeling completely abandoned by the system.
And here's the really sad part. We've seen this movie before. We have to look at the historical context. Just 2 years prior, in 2024, a remarkably similar leak occurred. Papers circulated before the exam. Unexplained grace marks were magically awarded. And a shocking 67 students achieved a statistically improbable perfect score of 720 out of 720. There were protests, Supreme Court cases, CBI probes, the whole shebang. But what was the actual result? A few low-level players got caught, some got bail, but there was zero structural reform. The NTA faced no real accountability, which pretty much paved the exact path for this 2026 disaster.
Section 4. The human cost. 2.2 million futures, just on hold.
2.2 million honest kids. That is who actually pays the ultimate price here. I want you to imagine sacrificing your entire social life, losing months of sleep, and just pouring your heart into relentless study. Imagine the families who spent their hard-earned life savings, literally lakhs of rupees, on coaching institutes, only to realize that someone with cash just bypassed the entire system. And then, right when you think the nightmare is over, you get the news of a re-exam. The mental and emotional toll of having to start all over again, knowing the system is fundamentally broken, is a heavy, heavy burden. So if you're feeling incredibly frustrated and helpless in the face of all this, well, it is entirely normal. You have every right to be.
Let's pivot to Section 5, Finding Your Plan B, moving beyond the exams.
Look, when a system is this broken, you need actual, actionable solutions. The source material outlines a really tangible backup plan, a comprehensive guide to over 100 alternative high-growth career paths. And for just 9 rupees, which is practically free, you can explore fields like data science, UI/UX design, sustainability, climate research, and sports analytics. These are incredible fields with great salaries and fascinating work, fields that traditional schools often completely ignore because, society pushes us solely toward engineering or medicine.
So I want you to ask yourself this directly. Are you really putting your entire future on the line for one single unpredictable exam? Because honestly, you shouldn't. Having a plan B or a plan C isn't about admitting defeat at all. It's about protecting your mental health and diversifying your ambitions in a world that is totally unpredictable.
We're going to leave you with this really powerful thought drawn from our sources today. Study to be capable, not just successful. Don't chase success, chase excellence, and success will follow. If you cultivate real skills, absolutely no broken system can hold you back. The system might have failed, for sure, but you don't have to. So, what is your plan B going to be?